Vine came off the dance floor and came towards an empty table. She gulped a glass of water. Sweat was on her forehead. She remembered what happened few minutes ago. It was enough for her to make her nervous. She saw Jungkook has an effect on her. Suddenly Vine's eyes went on Liam, and for her surprise he was also looking at her. And when they made an eye contact, Liam smirked at her, and all this didn't got unnoticed by Jungkook. A guard came towards Jungkook and whispered something in his ear. Soon that guard left and Jungkook smirked and said, "Let the game begin." Jungkook went towards Vine and who stood up when Jungkook approached her. Vine was already nervous and Jungkook pulled her hand and took her away. Jungkook took her towards the bar counter and before Vine could speak, Jungkook said, "My guards will take you away from here. Go home with them when they will tell you to leave. For now, just stay here on the counter. My guards will guard you." Saying that, Jungkook left from there. Jungkook could figure and whispered, "Not this time, John. Jungkook, I will not sit here and then go back to that cage. I will learn from here and will never come back." Van looked at her surroundings and saw there were five guards, Jungkook, who were guarding the place near her. Jungkook took out his phone and called Jin and said, "I'm ready. Let's finish this." Jin, "Okay, I'm on my position." Jungkook, "I'm operating from backside. You take the front." Jungkook, "Copy that." Jungkook cut the call and signaled his guard. Soon the atmosphere inside the bar get changed and half of the lights went off and many men in black came inside and surrounded the area where Liam was sitting. Van looked at the sudden change and got scared and nervous with that atmosphere. Van Jungkook saw one thing that Liam was sitting quiet and was not scared of surroundings. In fact, he was having his drink while sitting with his manager. Van was looking here and there, taking the chance to run from here. She saw that all guards were looking at Frank, so she stood up from her place. Jungkook slowly started taking steps towards Liam and Liam looked at him and stood up casually and there Jungkook knew he was prepared but Jungkook was all ready to take him down no matter what. "Liam, look who's here, the one who lost his family in a car accident." Jungkook gritted his teeth and spoke in his husky voice. "It was not an accident, it was a proper plan." Liam, "Yes, Kim, he was the one who..." Wine's eyes widened and how clearly he was blaming this on her father. "Liam, and you think that I didn't knew that you came here to take me?" Vine's eyes widened, but then she looked at Jungkook, who was looking at Liam calmly. Out of nowhere, suddenly so many guards came inside, and those waiters who were serving drinks took out their guns from their pocket. They all pointed their guns at Jungkook and his guard. Vine's eyes widened. She clutched her dress tightly. Liam smirked and said, "Who are you? Easily thought that you can take me down. I am here to send you towards your family, Jungkook." Jungkook chuckled, making them confused and "Poor you, Liam. Who can you think that I came here without any preparation?" Liam narrowed his eyes, but soon his attention diverted when all his waiters who were pointing their guns at Jungkook and his guards pointed their guns at Liam and his men. Jungkook surprised. Liam and his men were shocked. Liam culprits, and just like that, Liam and Jungkook men started fighting with each other. Jungkook was taking down everyone like a professional. Russian guard also came inside, and they were attacking both Jungkook and Liam guard. Jungkook looked at Liam. He was going towards the countryside. Jungkook turned towards his guard and gestured him to take wine out of it. Just like that, Jungkook followed Liam. Guard came towards Vine and took her from there. Vine knew it was her chance. Vine turned towards back and looked at Jungkook, and she already saw him looking at her. They both made an eye contact, and soon Vine went out of his sight, and he went after Liam. Vine was almost out of the hall, and there he decided to implement his plan. She stopped and picked up his call and said, "Yes, okay, I'm sending them." Okay. Guards looked at Vine with confusion that why all of a sudden she stopped in this chaotic situation. Vine turned towards the guard and said in hurriedly, "Jungkook, he's calling you there for help. Go for him, go." Guards looked at each other. Vine, what? Go, he needs you. Go. Guard, what about you, ma'am? Vine, don't worry, I'm here. You go. Those guards who got fooled by Van went after Jungkook, but when God stood there, Van looked at him confused and like God said, "Boss told me no matter what, don't leave your side." He said, "I have to stick to you to protect you." Van looked at him shocked at why Jungkook will care for her. Vine had to go from there, so she turned around and saw a decor vase. She picked that vase and saw that card was looking forward. Vine whispered a sorry and smashed that vase on his head. He didn't got hurt and groaned, and he fell on ground. Vine took a chance and went from there. Well, there she goes. Vine was successful in her plan, and now it's time to see what will happen on other side with Jungkook. Here, Jungkook was fighting with Liam's men. His guards were doing their job, and soon Jungkook finished Liam's man. He looked at Liam, who was standing in front of him in a distance. Jungkook started taking his step towards Liam, but Liam more men came in his way. Jungkook, what are you doing here? Those guards looked at each other and said, "Boss, you called us here." Jungkook looked at him with a glare, and now the fight was stopped. All guards were pointing their guns at their rivals. Jungkook, what? I didn't call you here. A guard, but ma'am said that you called us here. In fact, she talked to you on the call, and dear Jungkook knew mine was successful, making his guard fool. Jungkook eyes became red and he shouted, "You fool, she tricked you." Guards became shocked at how easily they got tricked by girl. Liam, who was looking at this drama while having a smirk, soon his eyes met with Jungkook, who looked at Liam with a glare, and then Liam shouted, "Get that girl." Liam shouted while looking at Jungkook and ran from there. Jungkook saw that few Liam's men were going towards one direction, and then the fight again started. Jungkook, who was now confused, looked at his left direction where Liam's men were going for wine, and then he looked at his right where Liam was running away. Jungkook had to make his mind that will he will say fine or now he will go after Liam to take his revenge. Liam was just near him, but Wine was not. Jungkook again looked at both sides. It was his chance to make a revenge which he was seeking for. And then he made his mind and he ran behind those guards who went after Wine. He knew he had to save her or else she will be in the hands of them. He left his revenge to save that girl whose father was the reason of the death, not the main, but he had his hand in it. Jungkook himself didn't know why he is going off for her and why he left Liam like that, but still he decided to choose Wine over that revenge. Here Wine was running away from that hall. She was now at a distance of approximately 15 minutes away from that place and she decided to go from Dark Street. Poor her didn't know what was coming for her and what she did to Jungkook. Van stopped running and took a deep breath. She was in pain because of those heels. Van, I shouldn't have worn them. I have to leave this area as soon as possible. I have to go at my place and then from there I will leave this country. Van was in her thoughts when she looked behind just to witness Liam's cars who were approaching her. Van became nervous and shocked to see them because she never thought that Liam will send his men for her. But little did she know what had happened inside the hall. Yes, one saw Vine and they started taking big steps towards her. Vine saw them and she started running again to save herself from them. And they started running after her. After a few seconds in chase, Vine fell on the floor because of her heel got tripped. Those cars also stopped and surrounded her. And Han stopped that guard and all of that guard looked and Van looked at Jungkook who was looking like an angry bull ready to destroy who came in front of him. Van got a first question which came in her mind was did he finish that Liam or not, but she got her answer just by looking at his face. Jungkook twisted that guard hand who groaned in pain and the sound of breaking bones were heard. Jungkook kicked him on his stomach and that guard fell on the ground. Soon another guard came to attack Jungkook, but Jungkook was fast enough to hold him and punched him on his nose. Starting coming from his broken nose. Vine was witnessing that angry Jungkook who was destroying those cards like a piece of cake. Vine was becoming scared because she knew after them it's her turn to face that beast who was merciless right now. Vine crawled back and just like that Jungkook started. Taking down those guards professionally. After a few minutes, all of the guards were down on the floor, who was facing his back towards Vine. Vine was shivering and Jungkook was looking on the crowd with bloodshot red eyes. Vine slowly stood up in terror and Jungkook slowly turned towards her and there his eyes met with Vine's eyes. Vine took a step back when she looked at his face and in his eyes the only thing which was hate. Hate for her. His eyes were screaming on her that how dare she to pick that stunt. Jungkook started taking his steps towards her and Vine took a step back and there her back was touched with the wall. She was poking at him in terror. Her expression was showing how badly she was scared of his dark, deep aura. Jungkook was about to say something, but before that, his phone rang and he picked up without seeing the caller ID. It was Chen on the call. Jungkook, what just happened? That Liam ran away. Where are you? Where is Vine? Jungkook, who was looking at Vine coldly with red eyes, said, "Go home," saying that he cut the call and Vine knew that Liam escaped, but still she didn't know the reason that how Liam escaped. A guard came towards Jungkook and said that the car is ready, and soon that guard left. Vine heard what guard said and she knew that Jungkook will take her. Vine started shaking her head in denial and said in her shaky voice, "No, I will not go." She was cut off and a hard slap landed on her face. She pulled her left cheek and slowly looked at Jungkook with her teary eyes. Jungkook was still that cold and angry. No one knew how badly Jungkook was controlling himself right now because he was ready to take her soul out of her body. Without saying anything, Jungkook pulled Vine's hand and started dragging her towards the car. No one knew what will happen now. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for the next part.